On the 12th of this month, October, my lifelong friend Terrence Davis was last seen overboard swimming for his life. A Thursday over a week ago, yesterday the 20th, and every day I passed by the Kongstown in Murphytown to see if I could get one more glimpse of Terrence doing Showtime, but it's not to be. But amazingly, every time I go by, I have to go over there because people still don't know. They're still looking for that fix of the governor's conch solid. And I asked him, what are you doing here? He said, I'm trying to call Terrence on his phone. Do you know where he's at? I said to him, if y'all could get Terrence on the phone, let me know. I want to speak to him too because I didn't get a chance to say goodbye. What do you mean? I said, if you got a heavenly number, you have to dial up heaven because Terrence is no longer here. What do you mean? I said, Terrence went missing on Thursday the 12th of October 2023. What do you mean he went missing? If I had $1 for every time I have to explain why Terrence jumped overboard, or where Terrence is, and do I think he's out there in the abyss? If I had $1 for each person that has questioned me and called me and asked me, I wouldn't have to work anymore. But Terrence had Kongstown, Marsh Harbor, all along Marsh Harbor. But the only place he couldn't put a Kongstown is on the Ocean View Park in Dunderston. That's crazy. Every time I think about that, I get all teared up. And the reason he couldn't put a Kongstown on the Dunderston Cultural Park because he was a friend of Kai Mills. You imagine in small town Dunderston, people are telling you who to be your friend and who not to be your friend. And if you're a friend of a certain person, you're not eligible to do business in Dunderston. That's not the Dunderston that I'm proud of. But I'm proud that Terrence took a stand, and he was a friend of Kai Mills, and Kai Mills was a friend of Terrence Davis to the end. But people are still in belief that they will never, ever see Terrence Davis perform the art of making conch solid. He just enjoyed that attention. He put quality into every cut. And the people just like to take videos of him and asking questions just to see his reply. And he was always one of those persons that didn't need anybody to tell him he was the world's greatest. He will tell you up front, he's the world's greatest. Ain't nothing like it. That's my friend Terrence Davis. And boy, when you see him smile, if you were lucky to see him smile, especially when he came in with those grouper and the prices of those groupers. People doesn't understand how Terrence priced his grouper, used to price his grouper. For every shark that tried to take the grouper from Terrence, that's an extra $20. For every time he had to go to the surface and come back and get his spare when the grouper didn't want to come on the rock, that's an extra $20. For every time he had to work harder, you had to pay more. All they looking at Coda say, boy, these some expensive fish. But if you would have gone where he went and did what he did to get those groupers paying $6.70 for gas, $10 a quart for oil, early morning, all day, just to give you a grouper that you thought was too expensive. Now, who could dive your grouper now? You wish you had an expensive or an inexpensive grouper that you could go and look in the cooler and he put a price on it. The grouper is now forever priceless because Terrence Davis, my friend, my everlasting friend, has left the building while they still have a taste for that heavenly conch salad. You'll never get it again on earth. Prepare for heaven, because that's where the next batch of conch salad would be made by my friend Terrence Davis. He has officially left the building. Kai miss him dearly because Kai cared for a true friend, a man that made up his own mind, didn't need anybody to make up his mind. Terrence did it his way to the end. That's what I call a real man, Kai Case.